Cross was a spontaneous piece, as most of my work tends to be. I used my computer, a wee Pentium 3 thing, which is wonderful, and SoundForge, which is a fabulous program for editing. It's pretty underestimated, pretty underrated, really, in regards to music. But I think it's phenomenal, if I may say so. So having that facility, it was always tape recorders, reel-to-reels that fascinate me and did fascinate me. But as computer technology came along and the idea it's so compact, and the more I got to know about it, the more I got interested in it, and ultimately found it quite compelling, and I'm totally digitised now. As much as I still love to use the old steam-powered stuff. But I had the track Cross that came along. I had an idea about I love trains. I love the idea of travelling in trains. The idea that, like, basically on journeys, you're seeing out the window, and it's there, then it's gone. There always came, there always went. It's just that sort of get it now view thing. And I imagined, I got this picture that I'm waiting on a train at a crossroads, and it's night time, and with that ambience that you have in trains at night, the lighting, the flashing of lights outside, unidentified flying objects or passing objects, and it just gave me this picture of waiting at a crossroads on a train.
It's a good track, from start to finish. I mean, I have a certain taste which leans towards a more traditional approach to recording and a more traditional approach to musicianship, which the computer generation of working is kind of cutting into that a wee bit. I mean, you don't really need to be able to play an instrument these days to record a piece of music, which isn't a bad thing, but it takes away that sort of learning curve of understanding music and understanding the amount of work it takes to achieve a certain sound. I mean, so there's a lot to be said for that. I mean, that's kind of getting cut into with the sort of computer generation, but so my approach is a wee bit more traditional, I'd say, but again, neither is better than the other. I mean, it's personal opinion and personal taste, you know.
I used Reason, which is a wonderful program for some of the voices. The sort of lead vocal, if you like, is me. And generally just doing a production on the various sounds. So it's completely fabricated rather than the singing kind of thing.
It was a large collection of different samples. Some of them may be live, I'm not 100% sure, but some of them definitely were sampled maybe from TV or radio and things like that as well. Or maybe things he found on the net. But again, he's used the computer sort of technology to be able to assemble these sounds in a certain context to get a song with them, you know, or definitely Raymond's perception of the song structure that he was trying to make. I think it's good, you know, that he's using technology to do that. You know, it can be tricky to assemble things uncommon. They can be tricky to assemble uncommon sounds like that together to kind of make them flow. But I mean, that's the job of a composer.
Two-time cyber criminals, they said they're gonna get her. She'll take that dose of suicide. They'll kill her dog and family. They're gonna get her.
We were in the studio working on some previous material that we were working on, and at the end of the session, when we were finished doing some recording, I left the record button on, and I started playing these chords that I'd actually made up that morning, and I started just playing the chords on my own. I think everybody was away for a smoke at this time, and they came in, and then Dave got on the drums and Jonathan got on bass and started to join in, and the guy that I had in that day singing was had a vocal already pre-made up for another piece of material that he was working on at the time, I believe, and he just put that in as an ad-lib, so we just improvised it just based on that one chord sequence, and it just came together for there basically.
When I heard the track for the fellow Travilers, I wasn't sure where it was going. There was a random aspect to it, but that's I like random.
The instruments involved were me on a Fender guitar, and I was unfortunately using the Marshall amp that was available in the rehearsal room that day. Or I think it was a jazz chorus maybe, a rolling jazz chorus. Bass, electric bass, and drums, and just the vocals going through the vocal PA. That was it, pretty much straight, and then did some mixing when I got up the road.
And I think when I heard it, I found it was a little uncertain, unsure of itself. But it was a good effort, there's no doubt about that. It was less focused, I felt. It was the basis of an idea that could have been developed further, I think.